major altcoin bottom signal alert. I know this is about the 1000th bottom signal we've received in the past 5 years, but this one is quite significant. A gentleman has just purchased $250,000 worth of white Colombian powder as a store of value. And he's bragging about it. And he's chosen it over altcoins. Maybe one day we'll look about this. So this guy literally bought $250,000 worth of white Colombian powder to store value instead of touching. Here he is. Look at him. Lorenzo. I bought $250K worth of this powder. No, that's not a typo. He's got a long post. My $250K position isn't a stash. It's an asymmetrical hedge against stagnation, prohibition, and despair. He continues. Worst case, I sit on $250K of historically inelastic demand, a tangible, portable reserve currency that never decays and always clears. Best case, this price will triple. Cartels consolidate, governments legalize, etc. It's not Bitcoin, it's not bullion, it's not even biotech. It's 5 kilos of compressed confidence. That's deep value. That's the powder standard. Whoa. What a freaking altcoin bottom signal, friends. I mean, like, you are literally buying $250,000 of an internationally useful, exciting, but illegal chemical substance out there instead of touching altcoins. He thinks Ethereum is trash. He thinks altcoins are the butthole, exit, excrement of Ethereum. That's what Savadina Moose calls it, pretty much. It is kind of funny. He calls Ethereum the UFO mothership. He actually calls it a butthole. I know, I've got to use that term. It literally is it. He goes, it's a butthole. And it just excretes altcoins. That's literally the language out here. Been hearing that for 5 years. It's actually funny. It's so, like, he thought about that for a long time. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, they get very vocal, Bitcoin maxis, with how they describe altcoins, right? Man, are we going to look back in 5 years and go, dude, remember that time that guy bought $250,000 of drugs because he just still didn't want to touch altcoins? My gosh. That's how much of a colossal scam and regret the altcoin industry has been. People are literally buying drugs instead of touching altcoins due to the scamming and satanic torture we've gone through. Hopefully, this is a bottom signal when we look back in the year 2040, when altcoins finally go up 6% without nuking. I'm shocked, man. I mean, like, I'm really shocked. We're going to remember this moment, friends. Because, remember, we always say, you know, that meme, oh, it's always darkest before dawn. I've been saying that for 5 years, kept getting worse. But, like, yeah, man, that's just what happens in markets, man. Prices go down, no one wants it. Prices go up, everyone wants it. You saw gold. You saw people lining up out the store, right? It's exactly it, man. It's hard to believe, right? And then we have all the macro factors, which doesn't make it easier because as prices go down, people then link the market decision of the price today. They link it to random irrelevant things that they think are relevant, such as whatever the narrative is going on. Remember, noobs invest based off narratives. Okay, noobs, losers, soy boys, unprofitable ones, plebs invest based off narratives. Chads and chadettes with straight postures, pointy elbows, fluffy slippers, invest based on probabilities, information asymmetry. They try to find information out and see, is there a difference between the value you see and what the market is pricing in? If there's a big gap, guess what? That's a big potential opportunity if the market is wrong or it finally discovers what is going on. But of course, friends, we are still waiting and hoping and coping. Altcoins have been losing for 8 years now. This is the Others BTC chart. You can see it at the top here. Okay. And Others BTC, this distance is literally 3,000 days. It's been 8 years of just an abomination. They've round tripped 8 years against Bitcoin. And they've round tripped 8 years against pretty much everything on earth. So this is what has made it especially excruciating, painful, and regrettable for all of us. Okay. Worst asset class in history so far. Okay, Most altcoins are effectively down minus 90% when we're going to talk about Bitcoin, inflation, pretty much anything on earth, okay? So the world money supply itself, okay, this is the scam paper currency, they increased the supply by 68%. That alone should mean altcoins are literally up 4x from here, but for some reason they're down 90%. Inflation is literally everywhere. Stakes are growing at 14% per year. Stakes are up 80% in 5 years. Altcoins down 90%, still destroyed. The cost of living's gone up 100% in 5 years. Stock market had a bull market. AI had a bull market. Gold had a bull market. Uncle Peter Schiff blowing his load in his diapers. 30 trillion market cap. Bitcoin's bull market 1,000% from the low. 10x. Everything in the world had a massive bull market. Everything except altcoins. It's tough. It's tough, man. This is the game, man. This is the game, though. You recognize how tough it is, okay? Because you can't will it to go higher. What do we learn, though? You know, what do we learn? Yeah, people will say, "Oh, I learned not to go all in, or learn, or this or that." Dude, we've held like 5 years. What do you really learn? Well, let me tell you something, friends. If I roll the dice, okay. 1, okay, a D, 1D. There's 6 sides. If you choose 4, right, and I say, well, if it lands on any other number, you win, but if it lands on 4, you lose. And then guess what? It lands on 4. What did you learn from that? You know, it's hard because you got to think, what did you actually learn? Oh, don't bet on 4. All right, next time you roll a 2, but you chose 2. There you go. What are you learning here? This is it. This is just we're literally, it's a game, it's a simulation, it's a matrix. It is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. You already learned some stuff along the way about, you know, don't give your seed phrase out to random Indian people calling you pretending to be help support. Be careful of leverage on exchanges, you know, from the exchange cabal, rinsing, and you know about that. You know about the JPEG casino rotating coins every 2 seconds and getting absolutely dumped on by all these K-Whales. There's been a lot of things to survive from, but we deserve more. That's the sad part. Still, we deserve a lot more. I really hope we do get it. I hope like the universe is just making this much punishment because it's going to give a double bubble alt season. That's what I really hope. Everything except altcoins has been in a bull market, which have been bankrupting everyone for 5 years, and the pain still continues. Not a single ounce of hope to change the direction or hope so far. US Fed is ending quantitative tightening. The balance sheet might go up. Maybe it gets better now. You know, maybe it gets better. Friends, why I'm sharing this with you, so you learn in real time, you know. A lot of people ask me, dude, how the hell are you still here? I don't know. I'm not leaving. I'd rather get nuked. I'd rather die. I'm not joking. See, I'm not leaving. See us. Send it to 0. But this is what it takes. Maybe this is what it took for early Bitcoin as well, when they're watching it capitulate. Now, we've suffered way longer and way harder than any Bitcoin cycle has ever in the past. But you can't really compare apples with that because they had no industry to go off. They literally thought they lost everything, right? We're just basing the fact that, well, you know, it was kind of hard before and it kind of worked itself out, right? So we will always have that advantage, you know? But still, I have hope. 2.5 years ago, Dr. Hexologist did a 24-hour stream for the Pulse Chain launch. Okay, so there's plenty of good things that happen. A lot of the communities coming together to see what has value. Some things even shock you, friends, like Counter-Strike skins, market cap 4.2 billion is worth just as much as the entire crypto NFT market. NFTs are worth like 4.5 billion. Counter-Strike skins, 4.2 billion. Would you have ever predicted that, man? That's wild. You know, absolutely wild. So, yeah, it is tough. But you still got a choice, right? You don't have to stay. You can click sell at the prices. You just don't know how long it'll last. I'll tell you now, though, friends, like in markets, one thing I learned, and I saw it, because I made money and I got crushed by not paying attention to this. But when something is like really low or really high for a long time, once it finally turns, watch out. Watch the F out. So altcoins, where you literally have a dude buying $250,000 of drugs and bragging about it. He's like, you know, like altcoins, totally trash. I wouldn't even touch Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like, so when you have that, just contrast these images in your head. Because one day, those people, they won't be thinking that way. They'll be thinking, hey, let me sell drugs to go buy some BTC. They'll be thinking about the other way. They don't want to store it, right? That's when we have to be careful. But, you know, we're waiting for that time. But you got to appreciate when that N word they're looking for, narrative, gets them to feel the endorphins, to be optimistic on the future. Okay? It's this emotional charge. It's a beautiful thing. We've been waiting for a very, 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 very freaking long time. But once it comes, that's why you can't stop that train, man. You know? For people to like fade and hate something for like 4 years and for you to finally get them to turn around. That's what we're waiting for. Ultimate euphoria. Like and subscribe. Press belly button. Press all. Share with your friends and family. Catch you soon.